Hello, welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV patch 7.3 coverage with me, Meoni. Today we're looking at the changes and additions to Cutter's Cry. Cutter's Cry has been added to duty support, so you can run this with NPCs. You can see on screen here some footage of 7.2. I thought this would be a good example of what it looked like before. Pretty much it is largely the same, the dungeon. You defeat enemies, a couple of things on the process to get to the first boss, and it's pretty much exactly the same. The first boss though, the Myrmidon Queen, has some slight differences. She still does her, large scale AoEs, but also she does this stone ability where she's marking somebody, casting stone, which you can now see above her head thanks to 7.3, and basically that player gets a large rock on where they were stood, so they move out of the AoE. Another thing that is completely different as well is obviously we have the summoning of the creatures as well. We go through all of the different types of enemy, the guards, the marshals, etc. But now, in the original, you remember there was the tether, so it meant that you had to take your DPS off of the actual boss and move it to the ad. There's now exactly the same thing going on, but there's a different visualization with that kind of pyramid-shaped marker to kind of signify that it is being protected. So that's a new feature. Apart from that, the fight is largely the same. In nearly every way, I just don't remember seeing Stone 2 being cast, so that's something. The biggest changes, however, happen in here. So this then is set in 7.2. You could basically run monsters up to the first portal. As you can see here, I didn't defeat any of the monsters. I'm just walking around here on my character and go straight to the portal. And the same can be said for the second Oasis room as well. You can just run past these. You're obviously going to be aggroing them, but you can skip a lot of Cutter's Cry this way, and it makes it a lot quicker, even if obviously you're being trailed by monsters. In 7.3, this unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at this, is completely different. You need to defeat a certain amount of monsters, like 1 or 2 packs, I think it is, that I tested, before the Shifting Sands will open up, which might be a problem for some of you. I think the main reason they have changed this is because they wanted people to have a much better time their first time through, like beginners to the game, instead of trailing mobs around and getting lost and confused and maybe somebody lagging behind and dying. Maybe that's the reason, but that's the biggest change. This snake boss, really, I couldn't tell any difference at all. I tried to see what they've done here. Maybe some visualizations are different, but he doesn't do any new mechanics, and I don't think they've taken any away. You've still got the burn debuff, you've still got him burrowing under the floor to try and pop out at you that knocks you back, and you've also got the other one with the whirlwind as well, where he basically appears in the center of the room and tries to knock you back. So I don't think there's really too much happening with the worm. Here, for example, you're supposed to run away. That's still there. I don't see what they possibly could have done. If you know anything about this that I don't know about, please let me know. But as you can see, the burn debuff's still there. It's the same boss, really. Then we obviously go through the Shifting Sands, and the trash packs, as far as I know, are exactly the same up to Chimera. In 7.2, and obviously before, Chimera has its sideways snake abilities to dodge out of if you're tanking it. It also has its Ram's Voice and Dragon's Voice. Ram's Voice go out, Dragon's Voice go in. That is still exactly the same. Only the big difference now is, of course, you can see this cast above the boss's actual health bar, which is a huge deal. It is, like I said in a previous video, one of the best quality of life changes in the game, I think, even though some people are saying that it's trivializing content. I don't know, I kind of like it because it means that it's very hard to ignore. Like, you'd have to be deliberately not looking at your screen with the amount of cast bars now. But yeah, it's basically the same as far as I can tell. There might be some slight visual changes, but I couldn't tell them. Cacophony still goes off, which is where it marks a single player in your party, only obviously with duty support. This went on the Thaumaturge here, who is going to run around as a ball tries to chase him. Nothing really is different as far as I can tell. The one thing that I didn't notice, though, is that in the original, once you got the boss low enough, you would start to see puddles that would stay on the floor. They don't seem to happen anymore, the ice puddles. I don't know if that's just because I didn't see it for whatever reason, but in the 7.2 footage, you can clearly see that I am dodging these puddles of ice, but they don't appear to be happening in 7.3. So I think that might have been taken away. But honestly, they were kind of annoying when you were trying to move the ball around. But it is a simplification of the boss, definitely. So, yeah. All in all, the changes were, made to make it so that new players could have an easier time, and also that the AI had set paths. I suppose they got rid of the ice puddles because the NPCs are scripted to move around with Cacophony and drop that ball as far away from the party as possible. But if there was ice there, which could be anywhere, presumably that was something that was difficult to code. But those are the changes for Cutter's Cry. They are planning to change Desmiel Darkhold next, which quite honestly I think will be the opposite of this. I'll be super happy about those changes, because whoever thought it was a good idea to put timers on the ability to actually count down to open passages to bosses, yeah, that was not a good idea. So hopefully that has changed. Yeah, we'll see how that goes in the next patch, probably in 7.4. Let me know what you think about these changes. Is it the end of the universe? Are they dumbing the game down? Let me know. Much love, and I'll see you all next time for more 7.3 goodness.